For more than half a century, Canada and the United States have built cars together, creating an automotive powerhouse unlike any other. Engines, seats, and wiring harnesses cross the border multiple times before a single vehicle is finished. It's a finely tuned cross-border symphony of manufacturing. But now, as trade tensions simmer and protectionist whispers grow louder, one critical question keeps resurfacing. Can the U.S. auto industry truly survive without Canada? To understand the stakes, we have to look at just how deeply intertwined these two nations are. The North American auto industry is one of the most integrated economic ecosystems in the world. Every single year, a staggering $140 billion in vehicles and parts flow between Canada and the United States. Think about that for a moment. That isn't just a number. It represents a constant, high-speed exchange of components and expertise. Let's get specific. Major assembly plants in Ontario are the beating heart for many iconic American vehicles. They supply the powerful engines and complex transmissions for Ford, GM, and Stellantis models assembled in states like Michigan and Ohio. It's a two-way street. In return, U.S. factories ship a vast array of components and finished models back north to Canadian dealerships and consumers. This seamless integration means that when you buy a vehicle marketed as American-made, you're also getting a significant piece of Canadian engineering and craftsmanship. The reality is, your car is already part Canadian, but this decades-old partnership is facing new headwinds. In 2025, a fresh wave of tariffs and export limits has reignited old trade frictions. The political rhetoric is heating up. Washington has signaled a desire to reduce its reliance on Canadian manufacturing, aiming to bring more of the supply chain back within U.S. borders. In response, Ottawa has pushed back, proposing its own caps on certain U.S. imports to protect its own industry. This has led industry analysts to game out a once unthinkable scenario, a completely U.S.-only auto system. Is it possible? Technically, yes. But is it practical? The consensus is a resounding no. Experts warn that untangling this complex web would be a monumental task. As one analyst put it, you could do it, but it would be painful, extremely painful, once you start to unravel those cross-border supply chains. Rebuilding these intricate networks entirely on U.S. soil would take years, cost untold billions of dollars, and cause massive disruption, jeopardizing hundreds of thousands of jobs on both sides of the border. Let's talk about the human and economic cost of such a split. In Canada, roughly 125,000 people work directly in car manufacturing. Their livelihoods depend on this cross-border relationship. But the impact would be felt just as deeply, if not more so, in the United States. An estimated 400,000 American workers have jobs that rely directly on the steady flow of Canadian-made parts, components, and raw materials like aluminum and steel. If Canada were suddenly cut out of the equation, American automakers would be hit with a double whammy: soaring costs for sourcing new parts and significant delays in production. And who ultimately pays the price for that disruption? You, the consumer. The efficiency of the current system helps keep vehicle prices competitive. If automakers are forced to spend billions retooling their supply chains, those costs will inevitably be passed on. Car prices would climb across all of North America, making new vehicles less affordable for millions of families. The integrated system isn't just about corporate profits. It's about consumer value. This isn't just a simple buyer-seller relationship. The United States doesn't just buy from Canada, it builds with Canada. Together, the two countries form one massive, hyper-efficient production network. This partnership has deep roots, stretching all the way back to the Auto Pact of the 1960s, which eliminated tariffs on vehicles and parts and kicked off this era of integration. Today, under the CUSMA trade deal, that spirit of cooperation continues to be the main driver of North America's global competitiveness. Without this partnership, the big three, Ford, GM, and Stellantis, could find themselves at a serious disadvantage. They would be competing against European and Asian auto giants who benefit from their own streamlined regional logistics. A fractured North American supply chain is a slower, more expensive one, and in the cutthroat global auto market, that's a recipe for losing ground. So, let's return to our original question. Could the U.S. auto industry survive without Canada? The short answer is yes, it would survive. But it would emerge from the ordeal smaller, weaker, more expensive, and less competitive on the world stage. It would be a painful, self-inflicted one with long-lasting consequences for workers and consumers alike. Because the border may divide two countries on a map, but in the auto industry, it connects one powerful shared engine. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. We'll see you in the next one.